Humans really are mysterious. They're like gods who can give others hope or despair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cathedral of Shadows and Megami Tensei podcast. It is the last one, folks, and it's been a long road indeed, but I think all good things must come to an end. So I'm Razin,
I'm Katsu.
and we thought we'd just make this one, a nice little send off. Still gonna talk about some news and stuff like that. Also, want to talk about the podcast, thank some people, that sort of thing, as a final little farewell thing. We have a shit ton of emails to read. Um, we'll get to that in a little bit. But how about that Dancing All Night coming out?
Yeah, it came out and I haven't paid much attention to it since it dropped. Yeah,
I haven't really either. I was more excited for it before I knew it was going to be $50, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to pay that much for a rhythm game that I'm
yeah,
not sure.
the price tag killed it. Even Adachi being announced wasn't enough. It's
I
like, hey, it's Adachi, and at the same time, oh, $50.
like I'm in the same shoes as the people that like did this for like SMT4, Devil Survivor 2, Persona Q, where it's like I'm not sure if I like this enough to spend 50 on it. Um,
I liked three out of the four enough to spend 50.
Also, too, the fact because everyone's getting pretty pumped because they have that special Disco Fever edition thing coming out, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it looks cool, but then I remembered that the Persona Q Wildcard edition, it sometimes goes for $30 on Amazon, and they made a big deal of like that possibly being super rare and stuff, and
It's gonna be super rare and limited.
yeah, and
And it's like, oh hey, it's $30 on Amazon.
yeah, I think they made more
Let,
than they needed
let
to.
me scoop this up real quick.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know. I'm gonna wait a bit. It's probably one of those games I'll buy on sale. It's Atlas. There will be a sale for Dancing All Night at some point.
I think with Dancing All Night, the Megami Tensei franchise has covered nearly every single genre except racing.
Racing platformer. There
Yeah,
character action. There's a few. Beat 'em up, hack and
there's a
slash.
few.
Beat 'em up and hack and slash are the same thing. It's just that one guy has a weapon, and another guy isn't. Whatever. Minor gripe, but
Yeah.
in other Dancing All Night news, though, have you seen the backlash to Risei's English voice? That is
Yeah, but I don't
ridiculous.
get it. I don't really notice a major difference. It's like Laura Bailey with a cold to me,
It sounds a
but a
lot
lot of people
different
do.
to me,
So,
but uh,
I guess it's whatever.
okay. So I'm gonna
Hey, Narukami is still voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. Hey,
I'm gonna look at the trailer real quick just to see the like dislike ratio. All right, we're at 354 likes, 336 dislikes. Um, that's worse than the Sharp FE trailers when those
it's
came
not
out.
as bad as when the Persona 4 Arena tutorial trailers came out and they first showed Teddy's new voice.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that one had like 1,000, almost 2,000 dislikes, I think.
See, I didn't give a shit because like that Teddy sounds literally the same to me. Like Kanji, Naoto, I can hear the change. Risei, this one, I think I can definitely hear the change. I don't. Okay, so here's the things. I don't think she's particularly good, and like depending on the line, she falters between okay and this kind of sucks. Uh, which
I
is
think the
kind.
problem is they had her talk too much in the trailer.
Also, too, she's the same voice actress who did Ray. from Persona Q, and I had the same problem with Ray, where when Ray is like talking calmly, I'm like, oh, she sounds adorable, and then she's like, oh my god, corn dogs, and I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. But um,
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Yeah.
it's true though. Like it's like, oh, that's a nice little character trait, and then she doesn't stop talking about food, and it's like, I just want to crawl through the dungeons, Ray. But um,
It's like, God damn it, Ray.
yeah, the corn dog thing does not
You're
hold.
tearing this family apart, Ray.
It doesn't hold through a 60 some odd hour JRPG. But I don't know. Hopefully she is better in the actual game when that comes out, and people will be less mad. I do think the reaction's a little overblown because
It's overblown, but at the same time, you have no idea how many fans Laura Bailey has.
yeah, I mean I like Laura
There are
Bailey a
less
lot
fans of
too.
Rise and more fans of her and her work.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I like Rise a lot. She's possibly my favorite P4 character. I really like Laura Bailey's take on her character, so I was kind of bummed to see this. But at the same time, too, well, actually, I do want to say one thing. It really sucks that with the state of just her work schedule or whatever, there's a problem you always see with English stuff more so than Japanese voice acting stuff, I
Yeah.
feel. But like, it really sucks that for the what is basically the Rise game, they could not get Rise's voice actress back.
Because scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, and that really sucks, but also too, I think people need to keep in mind that when you ask for speedy localization, stuff like this is gonna
Yeah,
happen.
you have to cut corners.
It's
If like Dancing All Night took a year to localize, then they probably have more of a chance to get Laura Bailey back. And not just Laura Bailey too, but like in Ultimax with Kanji's voice actor Troy Baker and Naoto's original actress, they probably would have gotten them back faster than they probably would have gotten them back in time if they stalled the localization even longer. That's just a problem with it. It's not like the Neptunia games where they have a contract, like an actual legit contract.
it's I think it's really weird too because just thinking about because like a lot of people are like, oh, I want games localized like fast or whatever, and they don't think of issues like this. It also makes me think. I don't know. I feel like sometimes when people ask for translation or localization stuff, I think a lot of times people kind of want to have their cake and eat it too because you got, oh, let's ask for a speedy localization. Oh, let's get mad now that they can't get the voice actors we want back. But also what this reminds me of too is God, is it Nippon Ichi Software, the guys that always have like the dual audio stuff in their games that like
Yeah,
everyone always cites them and goes, Atlas, why don't you do this? But like what no one seems to keep in mind too is that at least from what I've heard from other people in reviews and whatnot, those like localization jobs seem to be pretty shitty, and
yeah.
like it seems like a lot of times dual audio
They
is
go over, especially when the game has like mountains upon mountains of text, like the original Persona 4 Golden, uh, and other games like that. They have like shit tons of text, and like Xseed has a localization blog where they talk about the localization processes for their games, and and particularly Rune Factory 4, they had to have like a bunch of spreadsheets for all the dialogue options, for the general dialogue, or character specific
that's
dialogue.
what they generally do. It sounds like for
Yeah,
I've heard that Excel is generally what they use for just
a
individual
lot of
lines
it.
of dialogue stuff.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, I think a lot of the times people ask for stuff because they want it, but don't realize that it's a production with like time, energy, and money is involved, and like sometimes when you ask for stuff, other things need to be sacrificed to get what you want. So I don't know. I think that's something to keep in mind, and I think it's a tricky situation because like I mean. Would it be nice to have dual audio and like fast localization stuff like that? Yeah, sure, but it's like at what cost and get into the whole monkey paws situation thing going on there, and it's never a fun time. But
yeah, and they're doing and they're still trying to shoot for 2015 for Persona 5 as well.
yeah, that's we keep seeing that they want 2015 for P5 in North America, which I think is ridiculous.
It's
Um,
ridiculous. They could probably do it. I mean, I'm not saying they can't do it.
I feel
It's
like
just
if there's
ridiculous.
gonna be one game where they have a faster localization than SMT4, which is already ridiculous, it's going to be P5 because
Yeah.
SMT4 was like 2 months. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
long.
SMT4 was 2 months. No, 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 not even 2 months.
It
I don't
was.
think it was two
I
months.
don't
I think
even
it was
think
came out like April in Japan and then May in the States.
it
It was super fast.
it
It came out of
was
no.
it was really fast. And I feel like if we're gonna get a localization faster than that, it'll be P5
Yeah.
because it's
It might
fucking
be. It might come
P5.
out within weeks of each other. We don't even know.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, it'd be awesome worldwide. I really doubt that because that's like stupidly hard, and I don't think they can
For
do it.
Arena, it was within weeks of each other for Arena.
Not for Europe, eh?
Now,
Anyways, um, speaking of Persona 5, though, we got a new trailer for that that was bundled in with
yeah,
Dancing All
I
Night.
sure love a bunch of old footage strapped together.
Wow, yeah. Okay, also too. Okay, so I want to say this is time to complain about something that hasn't been relevant for weeks now, but I saw a lot of people that were like, I don't get why people are so mad over the reused footage because it was only like 12 seconds or whatever. It's like the fact is that they still reused footage for a trailer that you're supposed to get
Yeah, they
excited.
were hyping up for it to
Yeah.
get people to buy their fucking
And
dancing
also, yeah,
stuff.
you had to pay for the fucking trailer, so like, fuck you for reusing footage.
Yeah,
I don't want
why
more
would
than
you?
like 4 seconds of that shit. Fuck you, Atlas. Um, that said, I didn't think the trailer was bad or anything. It's just I was like, oh, that was underwhelming.
That was underwhelming, at least. Well, we. Uh,
The coolest thing I feel like we got is that dude transforming into Norn
yeah.
into that weird blood splurt thing. Uh, I think it also I want to say it seems like people are still saying like yeah those are probably going to be demons and like I hope so but like I really hope they don't do a thing like oh there are people that can't control their personas and you have to fight them. It's like just bring demons back. Just call them demons. um
All diamonds.
yeah, but like I just I don't know. It's like such a minor gripe, but it's like P1 and P2 already did it, and like I know it's like oh asking for P1 P2 things in modern games is stupid and silly. It's like yeah, just call them demons. It fits.
Yeah.
It'll be a nice callback, but yeah, I don't know. It looks fine. The guy who looks like not June
Hmm.
looks pretty neat. The paintbrush guy,
Yeah. He's like June and Minato had a baby.
pretty much. I saw someone was like, "Oh my God, Monato's back," and I was like, "No, no, he's not. That's a guy with a paintbrush. Stop talking." But
Yeah.
yeah,
Also confirmed.
oh my God. You know, I was thinking about that. I'm really looking forward to P5. I have a feeling that for P5, the most we'll get to the other games is like minor references or whatever. And like, I
Yeah.
can't wait for the guy that's like, why didn't they save P3 MC in this one? And it's like, no, stop. But I know it's going to happen on some forum somewhere, and that's
Yeah.
depressing. Uh, why didn't they save Titus in Final Fantasy 12?
Yeah.
Anyways, um, speaking about other things that make people mad, how about that Genai Bunroku Sharp FE?
Yeah, I know. Girth.
Well, we got a new trailer at E3 that had the most. Okay, I thought like the other like J-pop thing was like goofy and like silly or whatever. Fucking E3 trailer has a song called Beastie Game by Singaloid
Yeah.
Tiki, which is the most like rip-off thing I've heard in a while, and it made me laugh really hard.
Yeah, and it made people even more salty.
Yeah, pretty much full blown confirmation. This game's like aesthetic is like idol stuff and like
Yeah. It's
Japan
about singing and
stage.
dancing and idols.
Yeah, exactly. And basically pissed people off more. And then later
And
on,
later on, they showed off gameplay.
Yeah, it was.
It was pretty damn good.
I think it calmed a lot of people. I think at this point, the people that are mad about the idol thing, it's like,
Are the same people who were like super salty and wanted like I wanted to see Mars versus Demi-Thing.
well, yeah, that too. Also, I think those are the same people that are like, oh, dancing all night is stupid, and yeah. Um, but like, I don't know. It seems like a fun idea thing, and even if it's like not what people wanted, it looks like a solid game in its own right. And also, I think it made me realize that I don't think JRP, well, fuck it, I don't think video game fans understand the term demographics very well because I'm gonna say straight out, I don't really give a shit about idol stuff. I think a lot of it is like it doesn't interest me at all. That's not my thing. Um, that said, I can tell when a game was not made for my audience or like
Yeah.
an audience that I am in. I guess I can say like this game is not made for me, but I feel like for the people that are into that sort of thing, it's going to be really fun and just the fact that it's an Atlas RPG, I have faith that it'll be I don't know.
What if the game just gets super edgy halfway on?
I would laugh. I don't know. Like
It gets super dark, gritty, and edgy.
I feel like this game in particular, they're really aiming for that teenage Japanese audience even more so than things like Persona and
Yeah.
like I feel like at this point even Persona, they're not even really aiming for the mainstream like gaming crowd. They're kind of aiming for the people that like the people that play JRPGs and they kind of know their shit. It feels like because even think about their lack of marketing. They're totally going just based off of the name Persona alone,
Yeah.
pretty much. Like, hey, it's another Persona, and that's enough to get people excited. For the average like citizen or whatever, or citizen, for the average gamer or whatever, that doesn't mean anything. That's not really reason to get excited. With this one, you got the idol theme going or whatever for the people that like that, and they have the hands-on demo, and like it seems like they're just going for a more you know, broad approach, which I'm fine with. And I think a lot of people are mad because Mega 10, at least over here too, seems more of like a niche thing. And I think some people are kind of not happy with things that they see as bland or generic
Yeah.
seeping in, but I don't really care. Um, yeah, I think GERF, as Nintendo of America seems to be calling it, looks fun. It looks honestly more like it's Fire Emblem with some SMT influence
Yeah.
and more of a modern day thing than anything. But like, I'm fine with it. I started playing Sacred Stones again recently. That's a damn good game.
Sacred Stones is good, but it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't really mind that so much. Like, off topic, but yeah, I've been planning. I think I talked about this a few episodes back, but I've been planning to get more into Fire Emblem, and even I was kind of planning on it ever since that original SMT Cross Fire Emblem reveal. But I just didn't get around to it until recently. And I'm like, oh, I'll start with the one I remember fondly from childhood. But yeah, it's a good game. If you guys like strategy RPGs, you should play Sacred Stones. It's a fun one. Anyways, so Persona Q is getting an art book. Well, it might already have an art book. I'm not entirely sure the state of it in Japan, but doesn't matter because it's coming over to North America.
Yay!
It's getting an English translation by Udon, the same people that are doing that SMT4 art book that's coming out too. So that's coming out in 2016, and it also looks like another publisher picked up the Persona Q manga, which from what
They were talking about it on Crunchyroll.
well, from what I've seen too, I think maybe even on Crunchyroll, there is a place online that has official English
Yeah.
uh subs for it or whatever, and or scans rather. It's manga, but um yeah, it's readable somewhere online. At least part of it is. I don't, it's probably not even finished in Japan. It hasn't even been that long, huh? But yeah, it's if you want a physical copy of the PQ manga, which I think it's more of like a comedy, lighthearted thing, which it's Persona Q, so not surprising. Yeah, you can pick that up now. Well, not now, but you can pick that up whenever that comes out. I think that's also 2016 sometime, but I don't think there's a specific date yet. that is the last bit of Megaton news that we had to cover, and sad to see it go, but I'm sure everyone listening has their own source of Megaton info and news that they can go to reliably. I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you're probably deep into the into the
Yeah.
Megaton life by now. So don't be sad. It'll all be okay. But I thought maybe we could just take the time since it's the final episode and fuck it. We might as well just talk a little bit about doing the show, how it all started, how it went, and I don't know our thoughts on it. So
And the future.
in the future, yeah, well, we got an email about that actually, but I don't know. I guess thinking about all those, God, it's been like 2 years, hasn't it? When we started COS, like when we started COS, I guess I was like 19 years old, pretty pissed off at the world, I think, and I'd like to think I had a lot of pretty justifiable reasons to think that way, but I don't know. I guess I remember starting COS with the idea that it was something I could do for fun and just have a little bit of fun with it and maybe make someone's day. And I think I was more successful with that original goal than I thought because I met a lot of people just through the Megaton community alone, and mostly because I did this podcast. I'd like to think that I think in at the end of the day made me a better person. Like I look back at myself around the time COS episode 1 happened, and like I don't know, I can barely recognize that person because I think he was more jaded and a bit more lonely than he would like to admit. But I met some fantastic people along the way that changed my life, I guess, and I'm happy it all worked out, and I'm happy that I don't know. I'm happy I had something I could put my creativity into, even if it is just talking about video games and putting like a stupid little audio file on YouTube. It was a good time.
At first, I just tagged along because yeah, it seemed like fun. I mean, 2 years ago, I was still living with my mom, and our relationship is not very good at all. We kind of pretend that one another doesn't exist, to put it bluntly. So I spent a lot of time just by myself, and I rarely talked to my friends on Skype or hung out with them. And and then Rosin hit me up with this podcast idea. I was like, yeah, sure. And then a whole bunch of things happened with COS. We met a bunch of people. I got to know quite a few interesting folks. Got involved with a lot of neat stuff, and yeah, even now even now I feel like I'm I haven't changed much from how I was 2 years ago, but I can feel that I've been changing little by little with the more things I've been doing.
It's weird to think that it's been 2 years because like I think we started COS not really thinking it was going to get past like episode 10 or something.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, because partially too people don't really remember, I don't think, but like I had the YouTube channel thing going even before COS, and I kind of made it for a similar reason I made COS. But if I'm helpful or informative or something to at least just one person, I feel like I did my job. And with COS, I think I blew way past that. I don't know. It's nuts. The first time you get a message from a kid in the hospital saying, "Hey, I found your show and it helped me out," like man, that is life changing.
Yeah.
And to have that happen multiple times with just various people going through just some of the worst in life and saying, "Hey, I just appreciate you doing your thing and what you do because it helped me out." It's just a wonderful thing. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy that I got to do this for as long as we have, and it's nuts to think that it's over. But I think I kind of I think I've talked all the Mega 10 stuff, at least in podcast form,
Yeah.
uh, that I can for now. It's been a while, I think, and I think maybe it's time to give it a rest. But I enjoyed every little bit of it. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, I think I became a better person out of it, and that was something I never expected going in. So I'm happy with it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thank every single one of you who has listened, no matter when you started. The people that have been sincere since the very beginning, though, I can't believe it. To be honest, like I can't go back too far into the COS library because I just start to cringe and realize how fucking
Yeah.
terrible I was at podcasting. But um, I don't know. I guess the last thing I have to say is part of the reason I wanted to do a podcast in general, I remember all the way back then, because even before I met Katsu, I always thought that I should do a podcast, and I didn't really have many people that would want to do it with me, but I just thought that I should do a podcast about something. I'm too much of an opinionated asshole to just talk on internet forums or wherever the hell, and I want to get my voice out there, and I didn't really realize that it would become something of a passion of mine. I fucking love doing this, and
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
yeah, I guess what I want to say though too is I feel like there's probably some kid, God knows how old, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever, uh, who's probably listening to this and maybe wants to do something, wants to create something. And I kind of want to give them advice that I never got, and it's just fucking go out and try it, and you're gonna suck, and it's gonna probably be terrible, and you're probably gonna look back on it and be like, oh my god, what the fuck was I thinking? But just like do it, keep at it, listen to criticism,
Just do it.
just Shia La-
Just do it.
Shia LaBeouf pump, just do it, like fucking go, like try it out, because for a while there I was just too nervous to like do anything or whatever on the internet, like creatively, and for good reason. I fucking sucked at everything I did, but it got better, and apparently some decent amount of people like it because now we're here. So yeah, it, don't be paralyzed by fear when making something. Just go out, fucking try it, and if it sucks, it sucks. But hey, you'll get them on round two or three or four or five or however fucking long it takes you until you're proud of your own work. And when you reach that step, it's one of the most satisfying feelings in the world.
Yeah.
Um, it really means a lot. So, let's.
So what does the future hold?
Um, I'm gonna be doing an SMT1 LP. I don't know. I've been meaning to ever since I played that game. I think it's a game that well, I mean, it's part of the reason we're fucking here, I guess, for one,
Yeah.
and it's a game close to my heart that I realize is just way too old and outdated for a lot of people to enjoy, and I want people to not only have a way to experience it in a full capacity, but also for those of you who want like a walkthrough thing, because there used to be a screenshot LP of SMT1 that was on the LP archive that was a really good like walkthrough type thing, had a lot of good information on there, and it seems to have been taken down, which I don't know why, but I figured I'd fill the void, I guess. I hope I can do a good enough job, but I don't know. In terms of future stuff, like I said, podcasting's a big passion thing of mine, and I don't think this is going to be the last for me podcasting. I'd like to think it's not. That said, I think I need a little bit of a break for now. Just gonna take some time after COS is done, let the dust settle, and then maybe do something else. Who knows? It'll happen. Maybe slowly but
Yeah.
surely. I'll get ideas for what I want to do, and I don't know. All I know is that I fucking love podcasting, and I'd be sad if this is the last one I have to do. That said, I don't think this is going to be the last one that I do. So I'll leave you guys with that. Make of it what you will.
As for me, I'm playing a lot of FF14, and uh, I mean, playing a lot of FF14. And I do want to start streaming again. Streaming Final Fantasy 14, streaming a lot of classic PS2 games that I have played in my childhood and want to see how badly they aged now. Um, and also, I've taken the first step to becoming a professional writer. I have a book now called Impetus Soul. It is buyable on Amazon and the Google Play Store. The story is done by me, and the character design is done by someone named Nashoki. She goes by Nihoen in the book. And it when I first published it, I got this stupid notion in my head that it was going to get like all the sales, and lo and behold, it hasn't. And it was kind of a shock, and it left me kind of upset for a while. But now that I've calmed down and thought about it, I realized what I did wrong with it was one, lack of telling people I was even writing a book, and two was just was expecting it was going to do well immediately. I mean, it's a digital only book from an author nobody's heard of. So, yeah, that's a thing. So now I'm talking about it. Um Impetus Soul is a story about a knight named Zephyr as he goes on missions and assignments and starts to learn about the world and about the people in it. It has knights, it has future stuff, and it's a kind of a mix between medieval and colonial fantasy and some sci-fi. If you're into that kind of thing, the link for Impetus Soul will be in the description. So if you want to support me in my story, you can go ahead and do that. And yeah, that's pretty much what my plans are for the future. I'm not going to stop writing it just because it's not popular. I'm going to make it popular.
All right. I have a I have a list of people to thank. I don't know if you have something similar at all, but I just compiled a list before we recorded this of people that I thought deserved the COS seal of approval. Um, okay, so first of all, anyone who ever came on, some of you are already on this list, but just too many individual people to thank. But if you came on the show, if you ever talked, even in the audience participation episodes, if we interviewed you, whatever, thanks a lot. It really means a lot that you participated in the show to me. And without those people, the show would be not as good or not as popular probably
Not as
as it.
interesting.
Yeah, not as interesting, definitely. So if you ever came on the show, you ever chatted with us, fucking awesome. Thanks a lot. It was wonderful, and
Yes.
thank you. Um, Atlas Japan for one not shutting any of my videos down because holy fuck, like if they wanted to just flip the switch, I would be gone, like just gone.
Yeah.
Uh,
GG.
and also for making Megami Tensei and other great JRPGs. I think they are a diamond in the middle of
Diamond
a
in the
lot,
rough.
yeah, in the middle of a lot of JRPG roughness in recent years. Uh, Really just an amazing game developer, and even though we have our gripes with them from time to time, I'd fucking take them over almost any game company at this point. I love those
Yeah.
guys. Atlas USA for also not taking any of my stuff down, and also just doing a great job localizing games, bringing titles over, and just interacting with the fan base. Fucking amazing
Yeah.
job on their part. Everyone there seems like just the greatest human being, and I'm happy that they seem to love their job as much as we love playing the games. Johnny Awesome, thank you so much for being not only the first Cathedral of Shadows guest ever, but continuing to come on and just talk with us randomly from time to time.
Yeah.
Really
To shoot
nice
the shit.
guy. Yeah, great dude. Um, and just for, I mean, even just giving me advice every now and again on just how to handle stuff or how to do things. And really great dude. Thanks a lot, man. It means a lot to both of us. Sir Lionheart for also coming on a few times and also helping us out when we were small. I think he came on episode 5 even, and
Yeah.
really nice of him. Good dude. S-Link FM, everyone from there, just for being great people and also, chatting with us a
Our
couple
our,
times.
our eternal rivals,
Yeah.
as like FM.
Well, apparently they fucking won because we're um no, but it's like the Pokemon anime. The main character never wins.
Yeah.
I can't believe I fucking cited the Pokemon anime in the final episode. Whatever. Um, no, but just for doing great work, having a great show, and for being good friends, and just always talking with us on Twitter, and even doing the crossover episodes a few times. That was really awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. Look forward to the next podcast you guys put out. Um, Kevin Frayne for probably being our biggest guest. Uh, really, the only time that we had like a new source of info or whatever that we were the news was whenever
Yeah.
he came on and he talked about Quantum Devil Saga stuff with us. Just one of the highlights or whatever of doing COS was getting that first reply back when I emailed Bento Books asking if we could get someone on the show that was involved with the Quantum Devil Saga thing, and I was so thrilled to see that reply in my inbox saying yes. It was really great time, and Kevin's a great dude. Still,
Yeah.
poke each other on Twitter every once and again. We still need to stream Super Amazing Wagon Adventure one of these days. I made a promise. I plan to keep it. But yeah, thanks a lot, Kevin. Just great dude, and I wish you the best with whatever translation work comes your way. And then last three are kind of a little bit more on my personal end of things, if anything. Antinomy Trick and I guess just a bunch of internet friends that I'm not sure if they want to be named or not, so I'm gonna play it safe and not. But if you're listening, I think you know who you are. Just being there for the moral support and listening to my bullshit when I needed it, that sort of thing. Just a lot of great people that surround me that I met through the Megaton community.
Thanks a lot, fam.
Yeah, you guys are great. Haley for being a really good friend and also for calling me out on bullshit and whenever she thought that there was an aspect of the show that was fucking stupid, telling me. um, it's always good to have someone who is not only a great friend but also a great critic, and it was a lot of fun hearing what you had to say, and I thank you a lot because the show would probably not have gotten better if she had not stepped in and told me I needed to step up my podcasting game. And then Amanda for
Told you
being
to step up, Sampa.
yes, she did. And Amanda for being an amazing girlfriend and the love of my life. You got anything or nah?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Guess we can go to emails then. Okay, let's oh Jesus Christ, it's going to take a while. Um I'm really happy we got this many at least. Okay, so this first one's from John and he basically just wants to know what we're going to be doing in the future and we already kind of covered that.
Yeah, we already covered it.
Yeah, but he does say that he wanted to thank both of us for sharing COS with everyone, and he wishes us the best of luck for whatever comes next. Um, yeah, thanks a lot. Um, it was a pleasure sharing this with everyone. I think it was
Yeah.
like both of us have been saying, it got bigger than either of us expected, and I'm happy it had an impact on so many people. All right, so this next one's from Alex, and he says, "To think this is my first and final question sent to the podcast due to me being a shy dude online and offline. But anyways, 56 episodes is a good run, and the road was fun indeed. And my question is, did you guys expect to make it this far into the podcast? And did you expect it to last longer and sooner?" Um, I, gue- I guess for the first one, neither of us, I don't think, expected over even 10 or
Yeah.
20 at first. Probably, and for expecting it to last longer or sooner. Around the time I got into the 30s, like episode 30ish or whatever, I went from thinking, oh my god, I can't believe we've gotten over like 20 or like we're in the
Yeah.
30s now to, should I want to make it to 100? But that didn't plan out. So I guess a little bit of both. It ended both sooner and later than I thought it would. Just all perspective based on the time of when you asked me, I guess. But yeah, guess I just kind of ran out of steam, and the passion for talking about Megaten on a podcast just kind of ran dry for me, which is
which
unfortunate,
is
but
unfortunate. Yeah,
it happens.
it
uh,
happens.
but He says another thing I have to say is thanks for doing the podcast and other shit you guys did. It introduced me to several things and people I wouldn't have known exist otherwise, and I hope to interact with you guys and others in the community I was introduced to because of this podcast. Thanks a lot, Alex. Uh,
Yes, thank you so much.
Next one is from Samael. It says, Dear COS, it was a great podcast while it lasted, but I'm sad to see it go. Because of this, I was able to meet a bunch of awesome people. I guess my final question will be one that I've been wanting to ask. What are the best and worst movies you've ever seen? Good luck in the future, Samael. I don't know
Best
for...
movie I've ever seen was Space Jam. Are you kidding me? No.
Let's see.
um,
I don't know for worst movie, because, like, I've seen a lot of
Best
shit
movie
in
I've
my
seen was
time.
Shrek 1. No, no, that's not it.
I feel
I
like that
don't
was
know if
something
I'll
I
really
would
have a
say.
best or worst movie.
I
Well, one of the worst movies I've ever seen was it was one of the more recent Adam Sandler movies, but all of them were terrible.
Yeah, it's anyone. Yeah, actually, fuck it. Worst movie, like any Adam Sandler movie. Fucking
Any Adam Sandler movie after like debatably Click.
no. I'd say a lot earlier than that. But anyways, um, I don't really. I guess my favorite movie. I don't know if it's the best, but at least the one I enjoy the most is a movie called Dark City. Watch the director's cut. Don't watch the theatrical cut. They add a narration that spoils the plot twist, like in the opening scene, and it's terrible. But yeah, Dark City is great. If you liked The Matrix, it was basically it was something that had some form of influence on The Matrix, at least in terms of the reality questioning adventure type of story with a character who doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and it's really interesting. It's
Uh,
a
my favorite
fun movie.
my favorite movie that I enjoyed watching the most was definitely Dead Poet Society. That was such an amazing movie, and I watched it once when I was a kid, forgot about it, and then I had a college assignment where I had to watch a movie and write about it. And they gave us a selection, and I selected Dead Poet Society. It's a really great movie about seizing the moment, following your dreams, not letting not letting outside forces like your parents telling you what you should and shouldn't do. And it's a Robin Williams movie. You can't go wrong with a Robin Williams movie.
Okay, so this is from Christian. He says, All your efforts were not for nothing. You've done a good job. Congratulations on coming this far. Also, Rosin, can you explain how some bonds through the internet can be meaningful? Um, they can be? I don't know. Fucking.
Internet bonds are very meaningful. They're almost as important as bonds between people who know each other in real life. I
Honestly,
mean,
I view them as equivalent. Like,
yeah,
I think physical interaction is important, and I do think that it should be desired when possible. But yeah, fuck it. Like,
yeah,
some of my best friends have been through the internet, and I don't know. My life would definitely not be the same if I hadn't have met some people through the internet and not listened to my parents and talked to strangers online. Um,
yeah.
uh, good job, 14-year-old me. You did a good thing. But yeah, also he links to the Evangelion congratulations thing. So thanks for that. This one's from Liam. He says,
Liam
"Dear,
Neeson?
no, but close enough. Dear Roz and Katsu and guest, if any, this is my first time writing to you guys. I just wanted to say thanks for all the time you've taken out of your lives to make this podcast a thing. I was just messing around one day on YouTube trying to find guides for the newly released SMT4 when I managed to stumble across the first ever COS episode, and I was hooked the moment I started listening. You could often find me sitting alone in the library of my high school with my headphones on listening to the newest episode of COS that came out that week. I never really thought about what my life would be like without COS and all of the jokes that were made. I'm gonna miss a lot of those jokes. Mara, Dante, Dante confirmed. Razin complaining that a boss is difficult to beat, like the demi feat. And I'm really sad to see this podcast go. But I guess there's times in our lives where we all have to move on. Anyways, my question to you guys is: do you plan on doing future collaborations with each other? I'd hate to see the team of Razan and Katsu go away. You guys always seemed like friends first before podcasters. Thank you, all of you, for making this podcast my favorite. I'll still be around to watch your videos, but you probably won't hear from me again. I'm glad I got to be a part of this thing, and I sincerely appreciate everything that you guys have done. Thank you. Um, I don't know, like we'll be around each like I
We'll be
mean,
around. Yeah, I'll probably be on Twitter.
yeah, like
I'll
we'll
probably, I'll probably like call Rosin out when he does something stupid.
probably
Like
same.
post minion OCs.
Oh, okay. I haven't done that yet, but I have Photoshop open. I can probably crack something up, but yeah. um I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? It all depends on what the future holds. But yeah, I think it's really interesting how I think I've even said this before on an episode, but I think a lot of people thought we were friends way longer than we actually were before we started COS. Like I don't even think we knew each other more than like 3 weeks,
Yeah,
and we're
it,
like,
it hasn't even been like, yeah, it hasn't even been a month. And we're like, hey, you want to do a podcast? Yeah, sure.
which in hindsight is kind of a stupid idea, but fuck it, it worked. So
Surprisingly, it works.
yeah. So yeah, sometimes you just got to try it out, see if it works. Like I said. But yeah, like I guess it's just interesting looking how the life cycle of COS is kind of also the life cycle of our friendship, and like I don't know, like we've always had this strange sort of coworker relationship. We're like the
Yeah.
P3 cast. Um, but yeah, it's been a fun time, and definitely I mean this was, for all intents and purposes, this was totally a team effort. This you can't do a
Yes.
podcast with one person. That'd just be stupid. So thank you, Liam, for the email. Okay, so this is from Savippo. He says, it's sad that the show is ending, but it's been a fun ride. Too bad I never got the chance to tell the story of how I came up with Savippo. I guess that will have to remain a mystery forever. To,
Oh.
to be revealed in the sequel series that will never happen. I do have some questions for old time's sake. One, do you think the Void from Devil Survivor 2 is similar to the Schwarzwald from Strange Journey? I think it looks the same, but I don't think it operates the same.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Dragon Gate and the Outrun Gate, Fire Emblems. They just they look alike, but they do different things.
Uh, if demons come from another dimension, does that make them aliens slash extraterrestrials? I don't know. Do
Maybe they're not native to the planet, so I guess question mark.
Cause yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really know what Webster defines as alien at this point.
Yeah. Third one. What do you think of making Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz a demon like Atlas? Then he kind of goes into like an idea for how it would work, and I think it'd be neat. I don't know if Dorothy. I'm assuming Dorothy is public domain. I think all of the Oz stuff is public domain. So
Yeah, it's been 100 years. Well, it's been
yeah.
more than 80 years. If you have something and it's been around for 80 plus years, it becomes public domain at this
Isn't
point.
isn't that only if like like a family member doesn't get like another right to it or something though? I don't know. It's
I think so. I
yeah.
don't know. It's complicated. America.
It's weird. I know in Canada. I know in Canada James Bond is public domain now, which I think is fucking hilarious. But um, yeah, Dorothy Demon would be neat. Also, number four, do you think Sadako from the Ring series would make an interesting demon? Sure, yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
I feel like not maybe not Sadako, but that type of like pale lady with long. There's a name for it. Pale lady with long black hair. That would they could do a demon based off of that concept. I want to say maybe they already have, and I just don't know about it. But yeah, I feel like they could do that. And then he says, I could ask more questions, but that'll do it. Wish you the best of luck, Savippo.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah. So this is from Log On the Third, and he says, I got no question for your podcast. I've just been a long-time listener. It is no exaggeration to say that your podcast is a part of my life. The first episode I listened to was the time I was at jury duty for a murder trial. My priority at the time was screwed because I was more into Sega acquiring Atlas. Your podcast provided me with the perfect distraction while I was sitting next to a bunch of bitter strangers. Thank you, too, for bringing a great voice to the Megaton fandom community. That voice showed your passion, your humor, and your knowledge of Megaton and other awesome video games. I will also like to thank you, too, for bringing cool and awesome guests from past episodes who brought fascinating and passionate insight in their work or interest. I am sure other listeners of the podcast like me will never forget how we ventured into the Cathedral of Shadows, where we fused demons and where we heard two silly fans talking about their hobby. Thank you for the podcast. P.S. This is only a message for how I am grateful for your podcast. Listening to it provides me with a deeper understanding of my love for RPGs and other video games. So I would like to apologize for no questions, but you can also ignore reading this email if you want. Hell no, we're reading everything,
No.
pretty much. Thank you a lot, man, and yeah, jury duty sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to go through that. But it always makes me happy hearing how our show has affected people. So yeah, thanks a lot for the email, man, and have a good one. Okay, so this is from Edward, and he says, "What do you guys think of the Yosuke's eye bug in P4? Do you know about
Oh, the
that?"
Yosuke's eye bug.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember it, but
it's just a weird graphic that seems to come up in the NA version of the game. Apparently, it's not. It happens to Yosuke frequently, but apparently someone on like I don't know. Apparently, people have had it happen to Kanji and Naoto as well, and even sometimes like uh it'll like you'll get like a weird level up glitch where just the eye will level up, even though it's just a
yeah,
fucking eye. So I feel like it's like some sort of dummy or like placeholder icon or graphic thing for maybe a concept or idea they didn't have fully thought out or something, and it just kind of shows up because of something that went wrong in the localization. But I don't know.
it's weird.
It's
It's kind of
weird.
creepy.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't ever in Golden like flush out that idea, because maybe it was like a icon that meant something special, like oh you're like like the heart items in Persona
Yeah,
3, they had like a weird icon, like maybe it was something like that where they had like a special item or ability or god knows what attached to the persona that you would get after a while. But thank you, Edward. Anyways, this is from Zach, who you may remember from the Record Breaker podcast. So name escaped me there. And he says, "Hey guys, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of emails like these, but I wanted to write my own anyway. You don't even have to read it on the episode. Just wanted to send it. No, I'm gonna read everything. I swear, pretty much everything. Thanks for making this podcast. It's easy to see the state of the internet and video game fandoms, and feel kind of disillusioned with the whole thing. But finding such a fun podcast and a great community surrounding it reminds me of why I love the internet in the first place. Even if just the last few months I've seen Twitter turn into one of my favorite websites, and that's because of the people you guys have brought together. I don't have a question to ask since the guys have pretty much answered anything I could think of. Although I will take this opportunity to apologize for the audio quality on the episode I was on. Not really sure what happened there, but I did buy a new headset after hearing what I sounded like. Oh no, it was fine. You sounded fine, dude. Uh, he says there's another positive thing the podcast has done. I look forward to seeing what you guys do next. Thanks a lot, Zach, and yeah, it was awesome. I'm happy that you could come on talk record breaker Blaker. Um,
yeah. Record Lakers.
it was a fun podcast, and your audio quality wasn't that bad. There's been worse for sure. Um, but yeah, I hope you enjoy your new headset, and I'm glad that we could be a positive community, or be around a positive community, and have a lot of fun together with this whole thing. So yeah, thanks a lot, Zach. This one is from the email's not opening. This one is from Paul, and he just wants to know what we thought of Sony's E3 with The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII, and Shenmue 3 announcements. I'm excited for Final Fantasy VII
I shat my pants, dude.
because like that Silicon Era article came out, and I was like, "Oh, come the fuck on, shut up."
I was like, oh, come the fuck on,
Yeah,
Sean. Are you serious?
and then
And
it
then when it actually
happened.
happened, all you should have seen the comment section after it was revealed. All these people apologizing to Ishan and Silicon Era. They're like, I'm so sorry.
The
That's right.
the
I won't
highlight
do it again.
the highlight of that E3 was for me was being drunk for Bethesda's conference and making an ass of myself to my friends on Skype. But the sad thing is that my memory of the event itself is really flaky. But I was informed of the
This
dumb
is
things I said that night, so it was a good time.
That was one of the E3s I'm never ever going to. That's like another E3 I can't forget about.
That was fucking that and the Twilight Princess reveal moment are the I think the things from E3 I'm always gonna remember. Like just the fucking hype over everything. It's just nuts. But yeah, I hope the Final Fantasy VII remake turns out. Last Guardian looks cool. I'll probably buy it at some point. I don't really care that much for Shenmue 3, but if you do, more power to you. I'm happy you finally got it. Um, yeah, I thought it was an amazing conference. Really, it's gonna go down in history as I think one of the best, even if those games
Yeah.
turn out to be garbage. Like just the fucking hype behind it. Um, yeah, it was just amazing. But I don't know. I was stuck in a hotel room in Pennsylvania with my family, and it was an awkward family trip because we were visiting someone, and that person ended up getting really sick. So it's like, well, I guess we'll just fucking stay in this hotel for a while with alcohol, and I don't know. It made for a very interesting E3 watching experience on a pull-out couch in a hotel room. But yeah, it was a fun time. Thank you, Paul. So this one's from Mark, and he says it's about that time, huh? I really enjoy listening to your guys' podcast. Kind of sad to see it go, but I guess it had to happen eventually. Thanks to your podcast, rather, I was able to meet a lot of people who I now consider friends. So thanks for that. It also introduced me to the SMT fan base as a whole, which is interesting. Yep, that's the word I'd use too. um, I can't deny that I had a good time though, so thanks again for that. Anyway, in question time, what do you think of P4 Dancing All Night story? Or do you have no opinion on, or if you have no opinion on Dan, what is your opinion of rhythm game stories in general? That's it, guys. Wish you luck for all your future endeavors and shit. See ya. I don't really have much of an opinion on Dan's story. It seems like it's. I think they just kind of made it because they felt obligated to.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of mixed reactions from people saying it's better than like a lot of the other spin-off stories. I've heard people say it's the worst one. I don't know what to believe at this point. Uh, I
It has to be better than Ultimax, right?
per-
I don't see any OC do not steals.
yeah, I still think Show should be in Dancing All Night. That's a fucking crime. Like
Yeah.
Show is stupid enough to be in Dancing All Night. Um,
I mean, they have a Dacia Marie in there.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like they just made a story for it to because they felt obligated to for the same. I don't really think Ultimax or even well Persona 4 Arena Vanilla's story is like good. I don't know. It's I feel like the only reason any of those games kind of have a story is because it's from a JRPG franchise. They feel obligated that they need to have a story in there, and also just for the fans that want to play those games for the story for some fucking reason. Uh, but I don't really think rhythm games should have a story because like I don't know anyone who plays rhythm games for the plot. But whatever, if you do, more
Some people
power.
play rhythm games for the plot, but not the kind of plot you're thinking about.
Oh no. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. Dancing all night seems cool, but who knows? I am eagerly awaiting to see how stupid the story in that one gets. It should be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a blast.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
Okay, so this is from Andrew, and he says, I just wanted to say thank you for making an awesome podcast. It taught me a lot of SMT, and it helps keep me sane at work listening to this. I wish any of you the best of luck whatever you do next. I hope you continue having streams since those are fun to watch. I will. I'll still stream and do fun stuff. Also, Rosin play near. It's really good. I
Yeah,
should
play near.
fucking I
I don't care. Play
I
near.
I
I
looked
want to hear
in
your excuses.
I looked into my local GameStop because Nier is fucking expensive since they announced Nier 2, man, because everyone picked up copies of those. So like even used those that shit's getting pricey. So I looked around local GameStop and was like, "Huh, I wonder if they got Nier." And they have a few copies. No, I'll probably pick up a copy of Nier. It's $20 and like I think just for that price alone I'd be stupid not to. I hear it's a rough game around the edges, but it seems like
Yeah, the action's rough, but the story is so goddamn amazing.
yeah, and fucking doesn't that sound like a Rosin game? Like
Yeah.
I a lot of the games I like are really rough around the edges, but the story is fucking amazing. So yeah, and even I literally don't know much about Nier other than doesn't it take place like after the bad ending of one of the Drakengard games or something? Isn't that how
It
that
takes place. I
works?
think it's either ending D or ending E of Drakengard 2.
Which
Or is it
is
Drakengard 1?
I don't
I
know,
can't
but
remember.
it takes place after a shitty ending where everything goes to shit, right? That's all I know.
I believe so.
Yeah, and that interests me alone. But I've heard the story goes amazing places, so I don't
It
know.
is, yeah, it definitely is amazing places.
I'll pick it up. It seems like something I'd enjoy, and also fucking Nier 2's being made by Platinum, so fuck everything. I'm gonna play it anyways.
Nier 2 being made by Platinum pretty much fixes all the problems that Nier 1 had, and that was its combat.
I'm looking forward to it. God, Platinum is amazing. Like apparently I'm hearing that apparently they're not as involved with Star Fox Zero as first thought, but I still think Star Fox Zero looks neat. But I'm gonna be really interested to see what they do with Nier. I feel kind of bad I can't get a Wii U because I really want to fucking get Bayo 1 and 2 on there and Wonderful 101. But I guess I'll have to wait until I have the cash for that because I kind of want to get a PS4 first. But yeah, who knows? Hopefully. Near 2 turns out well. And you know what? Fuck it. After I'm done recording, I'll go run over to GameStop, pick up a used copy of Near. um, I'm looking at my wallet right now. But yeah, thank you, Andrew, for the nice email. You have an email from Game Rectangle, which is just the big boss saluting while crying picture. Thank you, Game Rectangle. Stay tank,
Thanks.
stay tangular. This is from eDarkness, and he wrote a weird email in Comic Sans in horrible, horrible colored font about how he wished he could go back in time as a small Asian girl and then get a giant robot and somehow convince Atlas to localize games in Europe. Um, okay. Thanks, eDarkness.
That
Um,
sounds like a plan, I
best of
guess.
luck on doing that. Um, this is from another Mark, and he says, "What is your favorite mainline SMT game?" I'm gonna have to go with Nocturne. SMT one is
Um,
close by, but I think Nocturne is just an amazing game.
yeah, Nocturne.
And then, what is your top five worst SMT games? Oh Christ, five. Whew.
Let's see.
Okay, so like,
So SMT, not even Megaton in general. Because there's
I
nothing from
don't
SMT that I absolutely dislike.
see because
It's
yeah,
just like
I
spin-offs.
feel like they mean Megaten. So I'm not sure because if in that case I'm just gonna say Last Bible 1, Last Bible 2, Last Bible
Yeah,
3,
like Last Bible and yeah,
everything in the Last Bible series, and apparently Majin Tensei 1 is not that, or no, fuck it, Rond.
yeah.
Maybe throw in 9 in there. There are people that
SMT
actually
9.
like Imagine, so I'm not gonna throw that one in. But like yeah, any of those games could probably be somewhere in there. Devil Summoner 1 I've actually heard is pretty fucking terrible too. So I've heard the atmosphere and like the story and stuff is neat for just being like a more detective based uh, SMT idea, but apparently the execution was not entirely there, and Soul Hackers apparently did it a lot better. So yeah, who knows? Um, And then he just says he's going to miss the show. So thank you, Mark. So this one is from Hyper Inuyasha, and he says to Raz and Katsu and anyone else on the podcast, thanks for putting the time and effort towards this podcast. I appreciate it, and I'm sure that everyone else that's ever listened in does as well. Uh, Error prediction unavailable. Delivery aborted. Cause too many invalid parameters. Laplace mail service canceled. Thanks, Van.
Thanks.
So this one's from Alicia, and she says, "Just wanted to say thanks for doing the podcast as long as you did. I always enjoyed listening to it, and it helped me get into SMT as a whole after starting out with Persona 4. Heck, you guys even answered a few of my questions. While I'm sad to see Cathedral of Shadows end, I know all good things must end, and I'd rather see it go out on a high note. Thanks a lot."
Thanks.
And then we only have two more. This one's from Frostace, who says, "I'm sad to hear that this show is coming to an end. It was nice to listen to what humans or insects talking like humans that you claim to be thought about SMT in general. I don't have any questions for you, other than how has SMT changed your life. Regardless, thank you for the experience, ho. How is I guess SMT hasn't really changed my life much other than it kind of I don't know. I've always been a JRPG person, and just in a time where it was really easy to be jaded about JRPGs, SMT is that thing that not only I think Megaten, and part of the reason I like it so much is because it tells stories that I don't think a lot of other people would be comfortable telling. I think it goes out of its way to try new things. I think it goes out of its way to maybe not be edgy. God knows we love that word on this podcast, but I mean,
Yeah.
it has things
One
to.
of the Cathedral of Shadows buzzwords.
Yeah, it's up there. That and dark and gritty. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that Mega 10 is a series that has a lot of stories to tell, and I think they don't sugarcoat it, and it's something that I respect it for. They're games first and foremost about humanity. Each of the different side series and whatnot, I think, go into different aspects of humanity. You got the more personal stuff with Persona, you got the more macro level crazy shit going on with Mainline, and I mean, fucking, I one of the reasons I love Mainline so much is just because it asks just tough questions about society on a scale that is not even necessarily cultural or societal, but more so just human. I like on the whole
Yeah.
global scale. It asks questions about how humanity should handle things and what is being human and stuff like that, and how we should treat one another. And I think that's just fascinating. And the fact that they can tell stories like that and be successful enough to have such a large audience like they do, I think Mega 10 is something special. It's probably my favorite JRPG series at this point, other than like Earthbound. Um, Definitely just so innovative and some of the greatest games in that genre that you could ever play.
Yeah, Mega 10 is definitely something special to the gaming world, even though a large part of it won't acknowledge
Yeah.
how important Mega 10 is. But with the advent of more popular titles coming out, more and more people are starting to see that the Mega 10 franchise as a whole is something that should be more celebrated than it already is. And I feel like especially with Persona 5, it'll definitely it'll get its day soon.
I think it will too. Um, I think if you keep producing something of as high quality as Atlas does, eventually you're going to get enough recognition on a large scale. And some people might say they already do, but I think Persona 5 is going to be pretty fucking big. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to the day that comes out. Um, and then not only that, but just even part of the reason I guess we created the show too was to be a place for not only like hardcore Megaton fans to come to and listen in, but also people that are just getting into it, or people that were
Don't even know about it.
yeah, kind of newcomers and just wanted some grounding. Because not gonna lie, one thing I think we can say safely about the Megaton fan base at this point, sometimes not the most welcoming of people. unfortunate but true. I think there's a lot of elitism that I think the community as a whole needs to work on, and I'm happy that the people that got into Megaton through us found us enough of a comfortable place to do that in, I guess. It means a lot to me that I was able to show God knows how many people, because I mean, we got a shit ton of emails already from people that have said they got into like SMT or whatever through us, or even just
Yeah.
only knew about Persona 3 and 4, then got into the other stuff through us. And I think that's amazing. I'm really happy that we could be those guys for those people.
Be those two guys. So I'm glad to
Yeah,
hear about this series. Oh, I listened to two assholes talk about it on a podcast.
exactly. Um, yeah. Good times, good times. And not only that, but also too, I just want to point this out. I've gotten a few emails or whatever from people that are like, I don't even really like video games all that much, but like I like listening to you guys because like you clearly know what you're talking about and like love talking about what you do. And like I think that's fascinating because like you get people,
It's interesting.
yeah, like there are people listening to this podcast that don't even really play video games, but they're like, oh, these two guys are nice or whatever. Like I think
Yeah,
that's really
I think
interesting.
that's sweet.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy we have people like that. Um, all right, and then we have one final email. This one just got sent in. This is from Sloth Attorney, who I know from Twitter. And he says, "Thank you guys so much for this podcast. Through it, I met a lot of good people and had a great time listening. My last question is this: where would you like to see the SMT series go from here? Is there a specific genre you would like to see the SMT series take on? Maybe a new entry in a series we haven't heard from in a while. Thanks for the ride, Sloth Attorney." Um, I don't really have any genres or anything I'd like to see it go
They should team
into.
up with Kojima and Del Toro to make a survival horror game.
That would be incredible. That will never happen.
I
Um,
know, sadly.
I don't know. I think it really, as far as where it should go, I'm happy with where it's headed. I'm excited and waiting. In God, probably 3 years from now, we'll probably get news on another mainline game if the if the record of getting a new mainline game every 5 years is to be held, then
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever SMT5 or whatever the fuck comes out, seeing how that turns out. I'd love to see a new spin-off series or something. Well, I guess you could say that Sharp FE is kind of that, so hey, got that covered. Uh,
Oh, Sharp FE. Yeah, it is the new spin-off series.
even if it's like a
Oh,
one,
there you have it.
even if it's like a one-off thing and it doesn't really like go anywhere, it is kind of like a new spin-off entry category thing, I guess. Um, I think it counts as Megaton enough for it because I mean
Yeah.
all the spells and shit are apparently Megaton spells too. Uh, because people were identifying that and saying, oh,
Yeah.
maybe there's more Megaton in here than we thought just through the battle system. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with where it's going. Kind of don't like the some of the DLC practices with PQ and SMT4 and Record Breaker. I'm not a fan of when RPGs have grinding DLC. I think that's kind of scummy. Uh, like, I know it's not gonna go away, and I know you don't really need it ever for anything, but like, just don't do that. Uh, kind of think $50 Atlas games is bullshit. I'll still keep paying it for the games I want because I'm the fucking fraud
I'm
that
part of the problem.
yeah, we are literally part of the problem. Uh, but I'd wish they'd stop doing that. You know, even if P5 is 70, that might be where I tap out. Um, I don't know. It's rough. That's rough because I'm really fucking hyped for P5, but like $70 for one game is a lot for me to justify given my current economic situation. Um, but yeah, I hope Persona 5 turns out as amazing as we all think it's going to be. I think if any Atlas game is going to be a fucking masterpiece, it'll probably be that one. Because, I mean, the amount of effort and time and energy they're putting into that one just is going to be, I think, like nothing we've seen come from Atlas before. So, yeah, I'm excited for wherever Megaton goes from now. And I think that as time goes on, I think it's going to have more of a presence in the West, and I think I don't know. I think it'll get more recognition, and I think the fan base will grow, and I think that it'll become a mainstay in terms of big JRPG releases if it hasn't already. Um,
Or even big game releases in general.
yeah, that'd be nice to see. Uh, so yeah, I guess that's it. There's the last email. Thank you, Sloth Attorney. Uh, I guess this is it. And I think it's
Yeah,
time.
see you, nerds. Not just kidding.
Yeah, I think it's finally time to say goodbye and wrap this thing up one last time. And I guess just if you listened, if you've ever listened to any COS episode before, even if this is your first one, thank you. This show
Thanks for
wouldn't,
the memories.
yeah, this show wouldn't have been possible without the people that listen to it, and um, I hope you were entertained or informed or God knows what from this podcast, and it means a lot to me that there are so many people that showed their support over the last 2 years, and I think it's truly incredible that we got this far, and I'm happy to say that I finally created something, I guess, on the internet that I can be proud of, and it's gonna stick around and
Yeah.
always be something that people can go look back on and check out. And I'm happy that I had an experience like COS in my life. And fuck, I'm tearing up a bit. Fuck me, but yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone, and see you around. It's been a good one. If you if you want to hear more from me and whatnot, you can follow me on Twitter. Same with Katsu. Like, we'll be around, even if COS isn't. We'll still be around. So don't be
We'll
sad.
still be lurking the internet.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, but I guess all good things must come to an end. So I guess this is goodbye. Thank you so much, everyone who listened, and thank you, Katsu, for going on this road with me.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
It was fun. Bye, everyone.
Later.
Congratulations on completing the quest.